Okay, how about Kaya, you want to go? Since you're probably the one with the most experience of writing papers,
Yeah, we were
probably
thinking about that. We were thinking like our youngest trainee
is probably
probably
the
has the
best
most experience, is
writing
most
papers.
familiar. Like the rest of us haven't had to write papers in like how long?
So
I actually today.
yep, I read your paper, Kaya. Jinju didn't get a chance to yet because we got it short, but I read it
I saw the first two paragraphs and I was quite impressed.
about depression. So, yep, go ahead, Kaya.
Okay, well, like beginning this assignment, I don't want to call it an assignment because it was like fun. I don't know, but anyway, I was like Rajam knows this because I was talking to my group about it. I was like, I wanted something to just kind of hit me, and I think I first I picked like kind of like feminist issues, kind of was like my idea, but I thought that was kind of forced, and that's not really what I wanted to do. And then later, it just kind of like it did hit me. It ended up hitting me just kind of later than I thought it to. Thought later than I wanted it to. Sorry. So I didn't have as much time to work on it as I would have. But anyway, my original idea when it hit me was mental illness. And then I was like, well, that's broad. And I was like, well, what about stress and depression? I was like, that's still broad. And I ended up picking depression just because I feel like it's common and it's a little bit maybe less common than stress. And I was more interested in it because of my brother dealing with depression right now. And I guess I was like, I know, like I've heard before that number one, movement, and number two, flow can like help with depression. Like, well, I want to help my brother and like other people, and I'm passionate about. As I got more into it, it just, I don't know. I don't even know what, I just found a bunch of crazy stuff. And the biggest thing that I want to talk about is the brain waves, because that was something where I was like, I don't even know what, like, and obviously we've talked about that before, but not like super in depth. And when I got more in depth with it, it was like, I don't know. But basically what I learned was, okay, well, number one, before I get into that, something that, because I just pulled up my paper, but something that is interesting from my perspective is how, like, if you take the amount of people who have depression in the world, which I think was like more than 200 million people, and in America it's a lot. But the percentage of people that don't get treatment is in adults 35% and in adolescents 60%. And that was just crazy to me, because then you take that like smaller percent of people who are actually getting treatment, and then I didn't find like research on this, but then thinking about the amount of people who actually get help from the treatments, or the treatments actually work for them, or, and I just feel like the treatments that are broadly like advertised are like talk therapy and medicine, which are the main things I talk about in my paper. And I feel like those can just become disappointing, or I think talk therapy is really important, and I think medicine is really important, and I think they can both be really helpful. But sometimes when those are the only options, especially like in my experience, it just can become like, like, what's wrong with me if this medication isn't working, or why can't I find something else, or why is this not working? And I feel like it can be really disappointing and make you feel like even more hopeless than you already do. And this is why, like, I just want to kind of make dance and movement and flow, like, get that up there on that treatment list, because it just, I feel like, can be really helpful. So number one, I think movement is obviously really helpful, like with depression and stress, like releasing tension and all sorts of stuff. So I didn't get too much into that paper because I feel like, I don't know, that's sort of common knowledge, I think, and it's not really the point of what I'm talking about. But then getting into flow state, it's just very a whole fascinating, a huge, like so crazy. I don't like I can't even comprehend it because it's just really cool. A quote that I found, if I can find it, um, by Stephen Coulter. The He calls it an optimal state of consciousness, a peak state where we both feel our best and perform our best. And I just think that, I mean, and there are obviously many different definitions, but just understanding, oh, I need to charge my computer. But just understanding the basic idea of it's when you feel your best and, and do your best type of basic idea is important. And then going deeper into that, I was like, well, how do you get there? What do you, if I was just like, hey, you're depressed, well, just be in the flow state and everything will be fine. Like, that's not going to help anyone. And I just like getting more into it. Obviously, for me and for probably you guys, like dance, boy dance, hoop dance, dance in general is like main source of flow. But I think like also anything like it's not specifically that. And an article I read about someone's personal experience, which I also will get into a little bit later, but he talks about how he, like, what's great about it is he's getting all these benefits and he's doing something he loves, and he's something he's passionate about. So I think that, if someone's not into dance or they want to do something else, then that's really great. And I think that opens up this freedom and makes it more maybe easy for people and more like, I don't know what the word is, but makes it more like they're more like attractive. I don't know. That's not the right word, but it kind of gets the same point. So then I was looking, and I had to search in my notes for this for a long time, but this diagram of the neurophilis, I don't know how to say that. A lot of words. That's one word, but it's a long word. But anyway, just the struggle, release, slow recovery, and the brain waves associated with that. So then I was like, well, what are the flow brain waves? So then I got all into looking at the theta brain waves. I think that's how you say it. I don't know, sure, but which is what's very fascinating to me. So the theta brain waves represent a daydreamy, spacey state of mind that is associated. So basically, just looking into the theta brain waves, I was like learning more about, and I originally just thought like, oh, that's just a state of mind, or like, I didn't recognize like the significance of it and the like importance of that within like flow and understanding it. And the other thing that I thought was really interesting was looking into the where is that? Like the benefits of that. Oh yeah, so I just named a few, but just mind and body healing, which I think is really important, like a really important point with this, because I mean that's what we're looking for when you're trying to, I don't want to say cure depression, but maybe treat depression or take care of it in a way. And I just think working through trauma and depression through the body is more powerful when it's with talk therapy. Like getting it out through your brain and your words is awesome, and getting it out through your body is even better. And just like working through it with both, I think, is really important. And I think that's what makes depression really hard is you feel like you don't want to do anything and things feel hard. You just want to stay in bed and you don't have the motivation to do things. But I think what's important about flow state and dance and this movement is you can make it so easy that it's like, I'm just going to move for 5 minutes and you feel better. So, and it's like what's really important for me in spreading this like is the accessibility. And I just think especially in America, medications and like even just the awareness of or like the knowledge of depression and what's going on inside your head and body is rare, and it's hard to get that like the treatment, like just knowing what you're dealing with, it's all a lot. And I think especially because a lot of people have it, and because depression and feelings or what it's a very like vulnerable thing, and it's almost looked down on to talk about it like right now. And I think we're definitely working towards getting past that, but it's still hard. And I think just spreading the awareness of neurosomatic flow just as that one little thing can lead to a lot more things. And I think the last thing I was going to talk about was just in this article, the author, his name is Rob, if anyone's wondering. He said, along with these feelings of clarity and oneness that this flow state brought me, I felt happy, I felt at peace. My depression and anxiety had dissolved. And another thing he wrote about, kind of like what Rajan was saying about like kind of longer term healing, was that he number one, he said the more he did it, the better he felt. And number two, he said it was like he said it felt like all at once. It wasn't like working towards something, even though you are working towards something. It was like kind of an immediate feeling of like you said, peace and happiness and oneness and calmness, all of those things. Okay. I think that's it. I don't know. I kind of went through everything fast. Well, maybe not like fast lengthwise, but fast, like, I don't know. I think that's it though. Yeah, I think I'm good. I think that was it. So I am complete.
Yay! Yay! Congratulations, Kaya. Excellent, excellent work. Truly. I have a vision, and I challenge you, my dear. I have this vision of you giving a presentation, basically giving a Beauty That Transforms workshop at your high school, presenting the science, sharing a lot of what you just shared, sharing the statistics, just really this is it. And the whole, like, you're in, they put an assembly together, and then you get everyone to flow and dance together. And this is how we do it, right? So we'll talk more about that, but are you at least open to offering this to your community? Because Kaya, it's your, and as Amber knows, she has a daughter that's 18, right? We need to take care of our young people. You all are in the most you all are the most prone right now to the to just these really terrible effects of what's happening in terms of mental health. The suicide rate, last I heard, is spiking. It was already on the rise, and it's yeah, and you know, we adults can come in there, and I think it's important for us adults to support you all. But Kaya, you're a chosen one. You're special. Like, you have it in you. You have this gift, and I feel like you have this purpose. And yeah, from saying yes to this program, from all of the intense life experience you've been through already, and you know, and now the wisdom, and you have the knowledge, and yeah, this is. I don't know if I have as many questions for you right now as I have just this immense. I just want to honor you, and I just feel so much gratitude, and you give me hope for the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, as Jinju has said that is a huge undertaking, right? And as I had said earlier to Charlotte, that if we help just one person in their lives, that would pretty much be enough. But we know that when you help one person, you have the ability to help more, not only with yourself, but helping that person will help others, and it just goes down the line, right? And so, I mean, your brother is one, and I'm sure that you have thought about him a lot through this area. And clearly, that's one person that he looks up to you, you know, and he's someone that could really listen to what you have to say. And now you have the tools to do that. So yeah, start with one. Many will come.
Yeah. And we're here